disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fists, Kicks, and Flicks, the podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene Plowden, and with me as always, my podcast partner, Joe Hartley. What's up, man?
What's up, Gene?
If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Center Network. On Mondays, you got the Winner Circle with myself, Isaiah Gatherings, Chris Walker, and Angel Diaz. Tuesdays, the Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. Wednesdays, you can get the traditional way with Brett Shumway. Thursdays, it's Fists, Kicks, and Flicks with Gene, Joe, and Angel. For more information, you can check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Center Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. Joe, it is showtime. What's happening, man?
And it's not too much, but a lot all at the same time. So kids are getting back into the swing of things. You know, we had the Labor Day weekend. Literally the beginning of my work week, Wednesday. Wednesday is our trash day, so I just get up in the morning 5 minutes early and before work and take the trash out. Well, I'm getting all the trash out, and then my daughter, she just got a new TV, so she's like, "Dad, I need you to take this old TV out of here." You know, that was the plan. And so I was just in the middle of rushing, and I picked that daggone TV up and I ran it to the daggone road, and I felt right in my back.
The TV didn't land on top of you, did it?
No, man, I didn't. It's just I pulled it. I haven't pulled my back in so long, and I was just so mad about it. Because if I wasn't rushing like that, I would have probably paid attention, picked it up. It wasn't a heavy TV. It was like 23 pounds, 25, 20 some pounds. It's just I just ran it out there like an idiot. So I went to work and I was struggling. But I'm one of those guys, like when I get to work, like I just got to finish the day. Like I really have to be sick or really in a lot of pain to leave. So I just stuck it out. But the next day at home, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to make it. So I made a doctor's appointment, and I had to take the next 4 days off, man. I'm just getting right now. Like, I've been taking my medicine. I had stretches to do. Like, I was almost getting ready to go to physical therapy. Like, I was like, dang.
You remember I had to do that last year. I had to go to physical therapy, man. Oh, man.
It is so crazy because I used to hurt my back all the time. So it was just like one of those things like, okay, this is the month. But now, like, it's been like years, like 6 years, and I was so mad at myself. So, yeah, once I get right again, I'm going to start wearing a belt or something because I don't want to feel like that anymore. Like, I couldn't even move.
You know, we're at the age now, man, where it's going to be little things and stupid things that can put us down for a little while, man. I mean, not saying that you slipping was a silly thing, but you can stand up wrong and next thing you know your knee hurts for whatever weird reason, or
you're not even lying.
You just get out of bed and all of a sudden you tweak your back, you know. So like last year when I had to go to physical therapy, all I did was step off a curb. I stepped off the curb like coming out of a store and twisted my ankle, and next thing you know, man, this thing was hurting for months. I had to break down eventually. Like my managers came here, they saw me and they asked me what was going on with my foot. I had to tell them, it's like, you need to go to physical therapy. Make the appointment, go to physical therapy.
You know what drives me crazy? So work's gonna give me crap. So I had to get I'm at the doctor's and I'm like, I'm gonna need a doctor's note to get out of work. And they're like, they're literally like looking at me funny. They're like, you're in agonizing pain. Isn't your job gonna understand? I was like, listen, it's the holiday weekend. Like, if I don't have a doctor's note, they're gonna just put me on the red list, and it's gonna cost me all good. I said, I just need this note. So they're like, okay, well, what do you want it to say? I was like,
yeah,
y'all the ones that write the doctor's note. Like, just put your little doctor symbol on it. Make sure the doctor's signature's on it, and just say I need X amount of days to recover. And why back spasms? I don't know. But it was so silly. I'm like, listen, this is what I need to keep my job. So please help me out.
Right. Right.
But it's that ridiculous because I don't miss work, so they know me. But
Mhm.
because so many other people play the system over there, it's like they got to just do what they got to do. So I said, okay, I'll bring my doctor's note in, even though the doctor was looking at me funny. So, other than that, saw my mom yesterday for Labor Day. Cooked up some barbecue. Had some fun over there. And we went out of town for one day. We went to Castaway Bay in Sandusky.
Okay.
So
What is that?
it's like it's just a water park.
Okay.
It's owned by Cedar Point, but
Okay.
my kids don't do Cedar Point, so it's got a wave pool, some water slides, pool. The one thing I was looking forward to was a nice big hot tub. Yeah, that was closed. I was mad. I was like, come on, man. I was looking to heal up in this hot
Right.
tub.
Right.
Closed.
Is that an indoor water park?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my son actually just went there a couple weeks ago for a birthday party right before school started. So he was like, I'm going to show you guys everything. I'm like, okay, buddy.
Okay.
And we did our first, I've never done an escape room.
Oh, man, those things are so fun.
They are fun.
Those things are so fun, man.
But I'm going to tell you right now, like, my family is full of very big thinkers. So my wife is very creative and thinker. My daughter, my oldest, is a thinker. My son, he showed me, like, this kid, I said, why are your grades? When the next time I see a bad grade from you, I'm going to smack you because there's no excuse. You know this stuff. You're being lazy.
Did you guys escape the room? Did you guys?
Yeah, we got out literally seconds.
Wow.
Seconds.
Wow.
Because so we one of the things that we couldn't figure out to get the next piece of the puzzle, so we got this, it was a bottle. So we were trapped on an island and a storm was coming in and we had to beat the storm and we had to get the SOS. And they had all these locks to unlock. So we had all but two of them unlocked. Well, one of the puzzles, you had to take that bottle that you got from one of the puzzles and you had to put it, there was a 6-pack and one of the 6-packs was missing and it hit a lever to open up what we needed. And so it was funny because, like, I'm sitting around going, like, I barely contributed anything to this. Like, I was so lost. I'm like, I got very overwhelmed. And then the funny thing is, I'm focused. I'm like, there's a phone, like a rotary phone, and I'm looking, and I'm like, okay, so this phone does something. We got to do a code. Because I've been in stuff like this where we had to do a code on a rotary phone. So I'm like I spent all my time doing that. Come to find out, that had nothing. It was a distraction. I'm like, of course, Joe finds the one distraction and spends 90% of his time on that.
Okay.
But my middle child, she's like, there's a missing spot over here. She's like, should I put this bottle in there? We're like, sure, why not? And she did, and it opened up the last part we needed, and then it had a puzzle to solve, and then it got us our last combination.
Good.
And then I figured out, so you had to hook this battery that you charged, and then you had to hook up the wires. The wires, my son kept hurrying up to put them in. He was panicking, and I'm like, buddy, you got to calm down. Like, you're putting them in the wrong spot. This one goes here, so I got him that, and then we learned the SOS. And we got out and you heard the brrr. And honestly, when we heard the ship horn, I was like, I think that means we just died. But they said it was followed up with a ding ding. Help is on the way. I was like, what does happen if we miss? It was like lightning come through the thing and we all get washed away. So yeah, it was fun. Now everybody wants to do more. There's one in Novi that they have 3 levels that you can do. So easy, medium, and hard. So we were like, we'll try the easy one.
Morgan had one for one of her birthdays a few years ago, and just about our whole family. My parents weren't in town, so they didn't go. And Travis wasn't here, but everybody else in the family went, and we went.
I remember y'all taking a picture afterwards.
Yeah.
Did you guys get out?
No, we died, and that was a zombie one.
Oh,
That was a zombie one. So every time, I don't know how, every 10 minutes or so, the zombie was chained. He was in the room with us and he was chained up. But
yeah.
every 10 minutes or so, like the chain got a little bit longer. And if he touched you, you were out of the game.
Oh,
So yeah.
it's not good.
Yeah. So, so somebody had to distract the zombie sometimes where everybody was figuring it out. So no, we didn't make it. And then me and Melissa did one with just us two. We went to I think it was a Harry Houdini one.
Oh, okay.
But you can't go with just two people. You can't do
No.
it. It's not enough time and it's too much. We did I think we got maybe 5 questions out of that hour. We got
You know
5.
what's funny? We sat there going, okay, we had a good group of people, but we need this person, this person, this person. Like we sat there and said, these 3 people probably we could solve anything. Because it's like, it just the different mindsets of different people. Because you really need all that. Because they really put some stuff in there. Like you just can't, like, how do you even think about that until you go, oh yeah, duh. So yeah, it was fun.
Okay, cool.
What you been up to?
Let me ask you something, Joe. Do you have your soundboard ready? The sounds.
I do.
Do you have?
Yeah, but I don't know if they're working.
Let me see. Can you play the clap?
Let's see.
See if we got it clapping. Are you playing it? I don't hear it. How come?
Yeah, I don't know why.
How come it works sometimes and other times it doesn't?
It's still something I'm figuring out.
That's no problem. Anyway, congratulations are in order to you, Joe, and the Flex Bros podcast, because I listened to it, man, and it was pretty good. You guys sounded really, really professional on that show. So I had a good time listening to the show.
Good. I'm glad. I really had fun, and we're still trying to figure out how to set up the next episode. The next episode will be fun too for people who do fantasy, because we're going to actually do what's called a mock draft. It's a pretend draft, but the problem is now we're going to do it, and it's going to be after the season starts. So I don't know. We might have to come up with a new idea, but I actually got a really good reception out of that. We did pretty good the first couple of weeks. So I'm still figuring some stuff out online and everything, but yeah, we're having fun with that, and can't wait to drop another episode. Thank you, I appreciate that.
No problem, man. So is that Faith's dad, Steve McKay?
Yeah,
I'm listening. I was like, I wonder, is that my old student's dad? Okay, cool.
That's my boy.
I just knew you knew each other, but I didn't know how close you guys were with each other. So
man, we got to bond over, because his middle child Grace had the same thing Aiden had.
Okay.
I think she was around the same age when we discovered it, 3 or 4.
Okay.
So yeah, so we met each other at Kids Kicking Cancer. And it was funny because the kids would talk, my kids and then his kids, and we'd see his wife all the time. And then, her and my wife get along real well. But then all of a sudden one day the kids are like, my dad's here, because they always saw me with comic book shirts and anime shirts. Like, oh, you gotta go. They were trying to set up a play date with their dad.
Okay.
So okay. I was like, wait, why are y'all trying to set up it? But then it turned out because we're literally the same. We like all the same stuff. So that's why they were like, oh, you got to meet my dad. My dad, we were telling my dad all about you. So yeah, ever since then, I get invited to all their stuff. And, I've watched all those kids grow up over the years. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Next time you see him, man, tell him I said what's up and hope everything's going good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, he just dropped both his kids off at college this year. He's got a kid that's going in her 3rd year. Yeah.
I'm about to say, not Faith. Only one I ever met was Faith. None of the other kids ever came to the school.
So yeah, he's got an older son in the military, and then he has 3 daughters with his current wife. And that's Faith's 2 sisters. And they're like I said, one is in Maryland, and I forget where Grace said she was going. Both out of state. So both his kids, they're just that he just laughed. He made me laugh the other day. He's like, yeah, it's just me, Aletha, and Faith. I'm like, oh, that should be fun.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, man. So I finally, man, I'm not buffering anymore.
Yay!
I got a new computer. I'm happy. no more internet issues. So yeah, man. So I'm happy with it. I'm still trying to learn this Mac. I haven't had a Mac in a long time, and this is a MacBook that I have now. So
Okay.
before last time I had I have iPads and iPhones and stuff like that, but I haven't had a Mac in a long time, like since I was doing music, because I used to do my music in the Mac. So it takes some getting used to. It's not like a normal laptop or a Windows device or anything like that, man. So it's a good thing we didn't shoot for Friday, because I got it on Thursday. I think I got the computer on Thursday. No,
I remember the thing saying it was supposed to be coming on Friday.
Yeah. It got delivered on Friday. That's right. And then when I got it on Friday, I needed attachments to hook it up, because these Macs, they don't take USB. So I had to go to Best Buy and get some USB attachments, adapters, so I could put my USB devices and connect it to the laptop. And then I had to get a mouse and everything. So it was good we didn't try and shoot for Friday or Saturday, because that just was not happening. So, but I got everything set up. And like I said, I'm just getting used to the new laptop and the new system and everything. Unfortunately for you, man, this was the wrong weekend to get injured, man, because there was a lot of stuff going on this weekend here in Detroit, man. We had the Jazz Fest was downtown, then it was Arts, Beats, and Eats in Royal Oak, and the State Fair also was going on.
See, I wanted to go to Arts, Beats, and Eats, but I wasn't. I didn't get a chance. And we had tickets to the State Fair, but lo and behold, they got caught up in the mail and they showed up a day late. Because we get tickets through the Blood Cancer Foundation, and we get to go. We get to go with the media.
Why didn't they just email them to you? Like, why do they have to come in the mail?
I don't know. They always send them in the mail. And when we called, she said, "Oh man, a bunch of other people had problems." And then, of course, my wife's like, "That darn mail place." I'm like, "Yeah, that stupid mail."
Right. Yeah. So me and Melissa were supposed to do it all. We actually only ended up doing a State Fair. When it was time, when it was time to go to RSBC, I'm looking at her. I'm like, "What's wrong? You don't want to go to RSBC?" She was like, "Nah, not really." I said, "Okay, cool." So we just drove around. We just rode around the city, and I eventually took her to this Mexican restaurant down in Southwest Detroit that she's never been to. She loved it. So she definitely. I think that's the place that she's going to want to always go to now, bypass some of the other Mexican restaurants that we went to. So, but it is pretty good. So I've been going there for a few years. You ever heard of Mr. Pueblo?
No, I don't think I have.
Okay, so it's pretty good. And then we took the kids to the State Fair on Sunday, and they had a good time. They had a French fry eating contest, Joe, at the State Fair. Yes, they had a French fry eating contest. Now, all of the contestants were kids, except for one guy. It was an adult.
See, that would have been me.
See, I thought about that too. But also, I thought, this guy is Stingray. He's Stingray. He's sitting up there. He has his beard. He has his sunglasses on. And, of course, this man wins. Now, I was going to say,
did he win?
I knew he was going to win because the kids were killing it. Because the rules were you had to eat one. You had to have a fry in each hand. You couldn't have like a handful of fries. You had to pick up one fry at a time. But you could put a fry in your right hand and you could have a fry in your left hand. There was one kid, man. This kid, he was on the rhythm. He was a little chubby kid, but he was like boom, boom. He had his rhythm going. But the big Stingray guy, like this dude was like taking one, then take another. He was pacing himself, and he ended up winning. But the funny thing was the look on those damn kids' faces when it got to the end. They were happy it was over. They were tired of eating them damn French fries, man.
I bet.
So it was pretty funny, man.
Did they say how many he ate?
No, I think they all kind of he ate the whole basket. So they gave the kids all basket, and basically it was like whoever ate their basket first was the winner. So I'm hoping they counted those fries out, But everybody with kids. It's just one adult. And I was watching it and I'm thinking like, is this the kids division? They're gonna do adults next. Or then I started thinking when I saw him go up and sit down, I was thinking like, okay, are there gonna be some other adults in this thing? Nope.
So did he win anything for that?
I don't know. Once it was over when I left, I have no idea um, who what they received. I do know. I know it's kind of no. I'm not going to say it on here. I'll tell you later what I was about to say. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to get. I'm not going to get a text message from Travis like, "Come on, man." You know. So
I got you.
I'll save it for later. But
I got you.
But yeah, man, we saw a dog show out there. A funny thing is, Champ is no longer allergic to dogs, and yeah, man. So I mean, I guess as you get older, you know, things happen. So he told me a while ago. He said, "Daddy, I'm not allergic to dogs no more." I'm like, "How did you know?" He was like, "I've been around some dogs and nothing happened." So I said, "Did you go to the doctor? Did you go to your allergist? Did they give you the okay?" He was like, "No." So I asked his mom. I said, "Did he, he said that he can be around dogs?" She said, "Yeah, he's never had any issues around dogs lately." So I said, "Okay." And so we watched the dogs, and I'm watching him. He's not reacting to him. And plus, the State Fair Braylon does not like the smell of animals. So he could not stand the smell of those cows and pigs and sheep. When he walked through, he wants to go from one point A to point B. He don't want to walk around and look because he doesn't want to smell the animals or anything like that. But there was, fur in the air, and he wasn't having any type of reactions to it. Yesterday we went over to my uncle's house for Labor Day because we had dinner over there with the rest of the family, and they have Ace. They have a dog. They have a golden retriever. Yeah. So I was keeping my eye on him.
Well, that's plenty of dander right there.
Yeah, and he had no reaction to it. So I said, okay, cool. So he's not allergic to the dog.
He wants a dog now?
Yeah, yep. Actually, I'm the only one who doesn't want a dog. Honestly, now they're all teaming up on me. So
that's what they do, man. So why do you think I got 3 cats? Why do you think I got 3 cats that I don't want?
Melissa wants a dog, DJ wants a dog, and Braylon wants a dog, and I'm just like, I'm the one that's going to do the work. I'm the one that's going to be walking the dog. Braylon does not live here 24/7.
What kind of dog do they want? Like a big dog or a small?
Different dog. Braylon wants a golden retriever.
Oh, those are high maintenance dogs, man. Well, they're not high maintenance, but they're a lot of there's a lot of fur you're going to be tracking. There's a lot of they eat a lot.
Yeah,
they're hyper dogs, and when they're puppies.
Yeah, and I'm the one that's going to be walking them. I'm the one that's going to be cleaning up the crap. I'm like, I don't want the dog, so why do I got to do all of the work? I know Melissa's not going to walk the dog. Dakota's not going to walk the dog. I'm going to be the one walking the dog.
Save the droppings for when Braylon comes over.
Oh man, I can't. I definitely could not do that at all, man. I can't. I hate that my neighbor has these mastiffs next door, and he definitely does not clean up his backyard.
That's a big dog.
He has 2 of them. He breeds.
Yeah, I know.
He breeds them.
That's my sister's ex. That's what we had. Those are big old dogs.
Yeah, man. So the golden dog, he stays away from me. He doesn't charge the fence anymore because I went to PetSmart and bought a couple of devices. So when he started charging the fence, I just pressed the button on these devices that only they can hear. So I trained the yellow dog, his yellow dog, not to come toward the fence. The black one, on the other hand, I don't know what's wrong with that dog because it still charges the fence every now and then. Not as much as it used to, but it still barks. The yellow dog doesn't like it because the yellow dog knows that when the black dog barks at me, that I'm going to go get that device. So I'll see the yellow dog barking and snipping at the black dog to shut the hell up. He's gonna go get that damn thing. Leave him alone. So it's pretty funny watching those dogs have an argument amongst each other.
I love it. It's good stuff.
Other than that, man, just been training, doing my jiu-jitsu training, man. I should be getting my 4th stripe pretty soon on my white belt. So I'm pretty happy about that. And sometime next year, I'll be getting my blue belt, hopefully. So it's been 2 years, man. 2 years already at Gracie Jiu-Jitsu and Kigo Harper. So yeah. I was talking to my uncle about it. I told him it feels nice to be a student for a change instead of being a teacher all the time. You know, it feels good to be a student, you know, and learn stuff. So the kids, my students have asked about you. They want to know when Sensei Hartley's coming back and when is he going to finish with the bow. And some of them want to have a board breaking contest. I said, I'll let him know. And when he's ready, he will come and I will let you guys know to get ready. So
I will do my best. Sensei Hartley is very busy right now.
That's what I told him. That's what I told him, man. So they said, all right.
You get some board breaking together, some maybe I'll show up with some bricks and see what I can do.
All right. Well, yeah. Take that shit behind the school, man. Don't do that. Do that in the backyard. We got plenty of space back there. Do that back there.
Listen,
I'm not trying to be
put down a tarp.
concrete.
I'm pretty good about staying clean. It's all good.
Anyway, okay. So now also this week we will record on Thursday. It'll come out Friday, everyone. Superflix. We are covering X-Men. I've already watched it. So I'll say my opinions for that show, and make sure you guys listen to it to see what we think about the first X-Men movie. We're gonna do X-Men 1, 2, and 3, but this week is gonna be the first X-Men, and we'll record that this week for you guys. All right, Joe. Let's talk about the movie for this week. The show, the series. We are going to conclude Warrior. This is season 3, episodes 1 and 2. Before I started it, man, I was wondering. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be it. This is the end of Warrior. I felt kind of bad doing this without Angel, because he was kind of into this series, but you know he's busy with life right now. But I didn't see a recap. I was expecting to see a recap. Luckily, you know, we watched season 2 not long ago. Sometime in the spring, we did season 2, right? Or was it okay? That was springtime. So I kind of still remember. It's not like it was that long ago where I forgot everything. But they didn't do a recap. At least I didn't see a recap. It just kind of started.
No, they during when the show was playing, but they don't really do that. You know, on Netflix or they might on. I never checked.
So you watched it on Netflix? You watched it on Netflix?
Yeah, I watched it on Netflix, but before I watched it on HBO before HBO Max was even a thing.
Yeah, I watched it on Max. That's what I saw it on. But.
So there still wasn't a recap?
No, there wasn't a recap. Nope.
Yeah, in fact,
I could have sworn that they did that in the previous seasons. I thought they did.
I thought they did too, but I mean, pretty simple. You know, the last few episodes is basically the two Tongs coming together to take on the Ducks. You know, and then Assam became a symbol between the the Asian nation or whatever you want to call it. And then you know, they drew a picture of him, and he was Bruce Lee-ing it up with his nunchucks and his wife beater shirt or whatever. And then, I mean, in Chinatown, he's man. Everyone knows who he is. Nobody really tries to mess with him. But we start off with him. He's having his noodles, and a little kid comes up to him. He goes, "You know me?" He's like, "Yeah, everybody knows you." He goes, "You know Young Jun?" He says, "Yeah." He goes, "Tell him it's happening." And then you're like, "What's happening?"
Yeah.
And then you see him just go and attack people by himself. And by the way, you know, I'm looking at this little kid right now. Is this the same little kid from the Karate Kid with Jaden Smith?
Oh, I have no idea, man. I don't have it pulled
I think it's that kid. I think it's that kid.
I
didn't notice that till just now.
Jaden
the
Smith
bully.
Opponent?
Yeah, the bully one. Yeah.
I don't know, man, because
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Because that movie came out in, I think, 2010.
Yeah.
What year? Because that kid wouldn't have been a little kid anymore. He should have been at least a teenager, because they were about 13 in that movie. So
he looks like he's about 10 here.
Oh no, that can't be him then.
Yeah, okay. It looked just like him to me. But so it's funny to me because Assam goes in here, you know, to take on so wait, I always get this mixed up. Assam represents the Hoplite.
Yeah, I know exactly
and
what
his
you said.
Sister is
Long
with
Z.
the Long Z.
Yeah.
Okay, so he goes to basically say to mess with the Long Z because his sister's trying to push her reach. And so he shows up and tells them basically, yeah, you're going to get the hell out of here or I'm going to kick the crap out of all of you. And he's by himself. He put out the flare with the little kid to go get young June and the rest of the crew. But meanwhile, he's like, yeah, I'm just going to kick crap out of all these guys. It started off with 4 of them, and then it became 8, 12, 16, like, and this is Assam being Assam.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he's perfected his skills. And, you know, I love this show because they almost always open with a fight scene.
I didn't even think about that. Well, okay.
But they almost every season always begins and ends with a good fight scene.
Yeah, because season 1 definitely did. When he got off the boat, he's fighting one of the officers.
So we see the little kid finally reach Assam, and the rest of the crew come out, and then they get there just in time because Assam's starting to get overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he is beating the crap out of people, he's cracking heads, breaking arms and legs, and I mean he's just messing people up.
Yeah, somebody kicked him through a window though. So
yeah. So then his crew shows up and they take everyone out. And what's that guy's name? He's basically the leader behind
Long Z.
Behind May is I can't ever remember his name, but anyhow, of course he shows up and him and Young June square off against each other first, and then he's of course Young June's not gonna beat that guy up. That guy's too good.
Mm-hmm.
So then we see him and Assam start messing each other up until the police or the ducks or the bulls, you know,
Leon.
Yeah, Leon. The bulls, they call the police the bulls, and they call all the other white people ducks, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what it seems
like. Try to get back into the. You know, I used to have a cheat sheet for terminology because I just had to remember like everything. Mm-hmm. I wish I still. I'm gonna find that. I bet it's still here somewhere. Anyhow, so the bulls show up and kind of break everything up, and they're the new mayor took over.
Buckley.
And he's trying to make, Buckley is trying to make a bigger push against Chinatown. But he is also working with Mei Ling, which makes no sense because, you know, Bill at this point, Bill was helping Chinatown. So when he shows up, you know, guns blazing and they start messing things up, he's trying not to kill anybody. He's just trying to get this whole thing broken up. But he does talk to Assam and tells Assam, like, come on, man. He's like, what are you guys doing? Assam said, stay out of our business. We got, you know, you guys are killing our business. We can't eat. We can't do anything. Like, you don't want us here, but we're here. Like, let us do what we're going to do so we can feed our families. And Bill's just like, dude, I got my own family to feed. I'm trying to make captain, you know, whatever. I got to do what I got to do. So that all breaks up. And, I mean, he's lucky because he did have a 12 gauge pointed at him, and that was kind of our opening, whatever you want to call it. Then you see Chow selling weapons on the dock, and he's being very disrespected by these guys. You know, the guy wanted real nice weapons, and Chow told him, it sounded like before the deal, like 200 gets you nice stuff, 100 gets you used.
Right.
Really that simple. The guy's kind of looking like, yeah, this shit is junk. Well, I told you. 100 gets you this, 200 gets you this. Deal with it. So the guy begrudgingly gives him the money, but he like throws it on the ground. And Chow is one of those guys, like he's very slippery, but he feels like he deserves more respect than he gets a lot of times.
Well, these guys weren't people that we've seen before either. So who are you to disrespect Chow?
Because that's the way it goes around here. You know, the Ducks are number one, the Irish are number two, and then the Asians are supposed to be peons under their feet, I guess.
These guys didn't know anything about Chow and his connections and
true.
Or anything about him, you know.
So next we see Young June is trying to push all his what's the word I'm looking for? His racket of protection racket. So for those who don't speak mob terms, as a mob, they go around, they pick their territory, and they basically force you to pay them a fee to keep everyone else away from you, which really it's just extortion, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's most people find it better to pay than to fight it. And in a bind, they will protect you if they feel, you know, their enemies are coming to get you or something like that. So it does help. But
Mm-hmm.
at this point, like nobody's making money, so there's no money to give.
Yeah, what would the police? They were shutting down certain businesses, or
They were shutting down everything they
the
could.
city were they were stopping people from using their buildings, or
Yeah.
they were making it very, very difficult for the Chinese people in San
All
Francisco.
the ordinances going up were basically mostly against Chinese businesses. So
And Chinatown has to be bigger than what I thought, because at some point in time, I think Larry said there were 25,000 Chinese people living in that area.
sounds
25,000.
about right.
That's a lot of people.
Now we meet a character that what's his name, Li Fong or something.
I don't know
That
where you're going. What person you're talking about?
so Mark DeGracio is newer to the show because he wasn't in the show before, but it looked like he was the leader of one of the old Tongs,
Okay,
and
yeah, 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 yeah. I know you're talking
they're
about.
gonna join Mai Ling,
Yeah.
and her main guy, her boyfriend slash bodyguard was basically calling him brother. Now I don't think they were actual brothers, but it sounded like they were like brothers in arms, more or less. Or did I read that wrong?
No, 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 no. They weren't actual. I don't. At least I don't believe
Yeah,
they were actual brothers.
I don't think so either. But he was calling him brother.
Mm-hmm.
So he brings in his crew
I don't. Oh
reluctantly.
yeah, here he is. His name is Kong Pak.
Brought him in reluctantly to join them and join forces to try and fight against Young Jun and Assam.
Yeah, the Long Z. They're just trying to get bigger and bigger and bigger because they know that the Hopway they're having financial problems. So they're Long Z is predicting they're not going to be in power much longer. They're going
Yeah,
down.
so they're
So
going
they're
to
just
try and take
preparing
them
for that.
out while they think they're low, but they still have the numbers over them. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
She just has Buckley in her back pocket to help her for now.
Mm-hmm.
We see Leary in his new job position. I guess he became a part of the board with the Buckley and the everybody, but he feels like his voice isn't being heard.
Mm-hmm.
He thought he could get in there, he could change some things, make sure more of his people are getting jobs, but it's the problem is like the cheap labor helps businesses.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps things going. So although everyone hates it, and Leary, it is hard for him to fight against it because you know he's been trying to fight with his fists, and that's not working. So then he's like, "Oh, I'll just sit on this board." But they're not listening to him. They're basically they're treating him like a thug that he is.
Mm-hmm.
So he's getting frustrated with that. He's getting pretty mad. And then we get to Bill. Bill's expecting to get the
I
chief
felt bad
job.
for him. I felt bad for him.
Well, Bill always gets the short end of the stick, no matter
Mm-hmm.
what he does. If he
Mm-hmm.
does the right thing, he gets screwed. If he does the wrong thing, he gets screwed.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Bill has a rough life. Yeah, he got passed up for captain. Buckley brought some guy in from New York to come in, and I guess this guy was hard in New York against the Asian population. So they're like, oh, he could do the same thing, and he was a jerk, but the way he was going about things, it didn't sit right with anybody, even especially Bill. So Bill's having a rough time. He's trying to get his family home. You know, his wife won't come home until everything's settled.
She wants them
this
out
doesn't help his
she
case.
wants them out of Chinatown. She doesn't want him to have anything to do with any of those tongs or anything anymore after what happened last time.
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, they almost killed her whole family, so
Mm-hmm.
it would have been a huge problem. And then we see Mai Ling with Buckley, and they're still trying to work out their power dynamic because what did she had some evidence against him. I don't really exactly remember what.
I don't remember at all.
It had something to do with his old wife. So she's using that to try and blackmail him to get more of her way. But he basically told her, you know, it's going to come to a point where, you know, your luck's going to run out, more or less. So, and then we see Leary's people. They're pretty ticked off. They want to know why Leary's not giving them what they want fast enough. What is he doing? He's making all these promises. Da, 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 da. And he's like, listen, man, it's a slow process. I'm doing the best I can. What do you want me to do? So now they want to fight him, and the funny thing is, the one guy wants to fight him. He tells the guy to make it even and bring your brother.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were causing a problem at the factory. Leary got.
And he got 20 jobs. Yeah, he got 20 jobs.
He got him jobs, and then they're complaining about the jobs, and they're messing with the Chinese labor. They're beating them up. They're causing fights and everything, and they're putting production behind, because if you beat up some of these Chinese laborers, then production is down. They're not going to make. He's losing money. So that guy goes and talks to Leary about it to get him to calm his guys down. And, Leary, he just, yelled at those guys to get their act together, and they did not like it. So they would want to try and fight, because these weren't grown men. These were young men.
Yep.
Leary has that old man strength. They made a bad move by trying to fight.
Oh, of course they did. Chow is talking with Assam and with Young Jun, and Young Jun's getting real cocky, and he's basically calling Chow out, like, why are you selling weapons to our enemies? Mm-hmm. And Chow's like, dude, Chow is freelance. Chow sells to anybody that has money. Mm-hmm. Your money is the right color, I'm gonna sell it to you. Mm-hmm. And so basically Young Jun is like, I'm gonna keep my eye on you, and eventually you're gonna have to pick sides. Well, why does Chow don't give a damn? He just wants his money.
Young Jun also was feeling the pressure because people were saying that the Tong didn't have any problems under his dad, so he's feeling that pressure also. Mm-hmm. So he's trying to do whatever he can to fix the Tong and make sure that they stay in business.
But so he's feeling that pressure. In true Chow fashion, he comes up with a solution to kill two birds, one stone. Mm-hmm. Because those guys that were disrespecting him, he saw a whole bunch of money. Mm-hmm. And he saw an opportunity to not only give those guys a taste of their own medicine, but to help make these guys a little scratch. Mm-hmm. So, of course, he turned them on to the dots, said where to go and how to get there and what to do. And so, that's going to obviously play later. Now, this part, I kind of didn't – I know what happens with it, but I kind of forget how this all started. Chow is like giving a tour to some of the duck women in Chinatown, and then introduces them to Mai Ling. But why would he even?
I missed that. Did I doze off? Because I sure enough don't remember that.
Yeah, he's got like 6 of these women, like these housewives with him. Mm-hmm. And they want to see like a typical day in Chinatown, and then he introduces them to Mai Ling, and Mai Ling like invites them in, and she's thinking, she's gonna be looking to make business partners with these. Oh, this whole thing's gonna get even crazier with that situation.
Okay.
So yeah, you're gonna want to go back and watch that and pay attention.
Yeah.
Because these women start off, they're amazed. She tells her story. She tells, she's showing them how she's the one in power now. And I'm not even sure that they know that she's a gangster. Mm. I think she's just showing them what they want to see. She has men working for her. She used to be, in China, she was under a bad man who used to beat her and tie her up and this and that. And so they're like, how did you endure something like that? And how she was stealing weapons from her husband's army and selling them to make money to get away and this and that. She was either going to die on her way to America or die trying because she was, going to kill herself. She had this whole conversation with these women. So they invite her. Yeah, they invite her. They want to invite her over to one of their places to share her story with a bigger group.
Okay.
which I think they do in the next one. And her number 2 in command, he's not for it. He's like, it's not a good idea. She's like, listen, eventually the money here is drying up. We're gonna have to expand. What better to expand than get into the world of the ducks? So she's gonna slowly try to infiltrate her way in. But as we know and we've kind of seen over many years of watching these kind of movies, like, they'll accept you to a certain point, but they're never going to fully embrace you. And so I forget when or how that happens, but when it does, it's pretty interesting. And then last part of this episode, I think we see a toy make her way over to, and I can never remember this lady's name, over to her vineyard. And she comes to visit Lai, and Lai's all excited that when she gets there, and she's thriving. She hasn't, killed anyone recently or beat anyone up, and she's real happy. Exactly. So she's over there. She's thriving. They're happy to see each other. Of course, her and that lady, like I said, I don't remember her name. They're keeping a relationship going, and she keeps trying to convince her to live here permanently. In fact, she wants
Nelly.
to start. Yeah, Nelly. She wants to open up another vineyard with her. And she's actually considering it. She would have to stop and, figure all her stuff back home, and then they can come here and open this new vineyard. Well, during that, they kind of touch on that real quick, and then a little bit more later, and then we see the two brothers supposedly under my wing, how they're talking about how they think things are going to go. And you can tell that the one that just joined, like, he is playing his role, but I almost felt like, I remember the whole season feeling like, and I can't remember exactly, like he had his own motives.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. Like he was just going to lay back in the cut, and when he sees an opportunity, he's going to take it. That's the feeling that I got. I don't know if that happens or not, but that's the feeling that I have.
Because I do know, and I can't remember, and I think he is going to drive a wedge between him and Mai Ling purposely for that reason, and kind of see all that come to a head. But I can't remember how he does it or what he does. So I have to just go. Out. Yeah. So this will be. I mean, it's not. It'll be like, oh yeah, when I see it. But and then towards the end here, we see Bill shows up to visit. I can't remember that guy's name.
Lee.
Lee. Lee's working at the bar now, where he met his new lover. And it, the first time that he met her, she drugged him.
Yeah, I don't
and robbed him.
Yeah, I don't.
And he had these visions of his, the one he lost back in Atlanta or whatever, Georgia. But now they're working together. They're lovers, and he's just chilling at the bar, taking a tonic for when his head hurts. And then this last part, Chow shows up at the docks where these guys disrespected him, and they're looking like they're going to kill him. And he goes, well, I wouldn't do that because of this. And he just points, and all of a sudden the guy's like, what? Like, what are you talking? And then here comes the tongue. And it's kick-ass time, and they take everyone out.
Sam, Young Jun, and their other guy that started hanging. What's his name? Hung?
Something like
Hung? Let me see. What was his name? I think it was Hung.
Now,
Hung.
So they kill everybody, and then they go to look for this money, and there's no money. And then they say, oh, well, there's something better than money. They have plates to print money.
And a printer.
And a printer. And I mean, that's, for the most part, they're like, okay, this could work. And that's the end of that episode. And we're like, all right, we're going to get into some craziness this season.
Yeah,
and we do.
Yeah. I like that. I was like, okay, that's a good twist. I didn't see that coming because it's going to go somewhere.
Oh, it goes all over.
And they start off with, in episode 2 starts off, and we're not going. We're going directly to the plate story.
Yeah,
when it starts off with episode 2.
Well, it shows two guys who apparently know something about the plates, and then you got two, and I didn't even know Secret Service was a thing at this point.
Exactly.
2 Secret Service agents
mm-hmm.
from the Treasury, and they're tracking these plates down.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these guys they're talking to don't have them, but they're the ones they need who know where they are.
They're the guys who picked up the money.
Who stole them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the ones who picked up the money. We this happened off camera, so we didn't see this happen in episode 1.
Exactly. So the one guy gets killed, and the other guy shoots the other 2, but he saves the one to tell him where to go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then he takes him to the docks, but at the docks, that's where everything was already taken.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's got to track this down and figure out, and he's assuming it's one of the Tong. Like he just, his detective work probably found a weapon or something Tong related. So the funny thing is, the way this guy's really good at his job, but he's real arrogant. And go ahead.
No, I was going to ask you if you remember his name.
No, I don't know, agent, whoever.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, half the time when he says he's Secret Service, people are like, well, I don't even know what is the Secret Service. Like, your badge means nothing to me. But it's like, that's the whole point. It's Secret Service, fool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the only people who actually know of him is when he shows up at the police station.
Politicians and police and people of authority, law enforcement.
So we kind of see this new police chief taking over, and he's Bill is mad because he thinks that he's being too rough for no reason, and that everything could be done better. But Bill's got to fall in line or find a new job. So this guy he knows that Bill wanted this job, so he's not gonna get. He's gonna be very.
He didn't care either.
He's gonna be a jerk to Bill no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Then we see Buckley.
Did you feel bad for Bill? Because I did.
I always feel bad for Bill. Bill's always getting messed up.
Yeah, but he was planning. He just knew that he had that chief job in the bag. And till he did.
Lee gets a couple of visitors, and they figure out eventually they're basically bounty hunters. So they got a bounty out on Lee to come back to Georgia. So I think it was at $500 at the time. I think it goes up.
I think so.
Later. So, and the funny thing is, his girl knows all about it, so she's right there defending him.
Mm-hmm.
So she knows everything, and he even tells her you didn't have to shoot him. Don't do anything stupid for me. And she's like, listen, it's you and I, it's ride or die. So we're gonna clean it up and we'll be done.
And it was messed up because she Lee wanted to run, and she said, "There's no place for me to go."
Yeah.
She's running a bar, so obviously she's making good money. She doesn't want to start over.
Well, does she run that bar, or does she run it with that other guy?
I think the other guy's her brother, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, and I think that I think the other guy is her brother-in-law. I think she was married to his brother.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, because he was not happy. He doesn't like Lee. And he tells him it. The new police chief meets the Secret Service guy, and they butt heads. And the Secret Service guy basically is like, the Secret Service guy, listen, everything I just said to you, and I asked you nicely, he wanted an office and a holding cell. He's like, I don't have to ask you for it. I already have it.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, so you can either, get on board or you can get out. Basically, shut up, get out of my face. Mm-hmm. He didn't care.
Did he tell? Man, I don't even know that guy's name, that new chief name, but did he tell him why
Sonny or something like that?
Did he tell him why the Secret Service were in town and what they were doing, what they were looking for?
He said it was Secret Service. They were from the treasurer, and they're looking for something that was lost or stolen.
Okay, so he didn't
He
give
didn't
him
really
any.
say why.
Okay,
He don't care. He don't want their help. He just wanted a central area to work in.
okay.
And then, what did I just see here that I was going to talk about? Oh, so Young Jun and the Tongs, they're looking to try and make this printer work, but they don't know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Their money's not looking right, so they go to a print shop, who, by the way, is under their protection, and they basically say, "We'll wipe your debt clean if you help us figure this out." But the dad, and he's got 2 kids, a son and a daughter. The son's like, "Yeah, let's do it." The dad's like, "No, man, we don't need that trouble. We'll figure out a way to pay you."
Mm-hmm.
And they just kind of let it be.
Which is messed up because in the first episode, Young Jun went and seen him, and he was upset that the dad hadn't paid him in a while, so he wanted some money.
Yeah,
so,
I know. I'm surprised Young Jun left there without he could have just took either one of the 3.
Yeah.
I mean, knowing him, he probably would have.
Especially the daughter. Especially the daughter,
But I was actually shocked that he didn't.
I think Assam would have stopped him if he tried to do that. Assam probably would have stopped him.
Oh, 100%. He would have tried, but
Mm-hmm.
at this, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen this season without giving it all away. But there's going to be Assam is going to try and take control without taking control.
No, I got that.
You can already kind of see it happening.
Yeah, he's the puppet master.
Yeah, but the problem is Assam could run the whole thing better. He just doesn't have the power. He doesn't have the power because he's.
I don't think he would want
to.
I don't think he will want to do that because at some point in time, either he's going to have to give the order to kill his sister, or he's going to have to kill his sister, or she's going to have to kill him.
Yeah, it's a huge problem.
Yeah.
So basically, Assam and Atoy kind of have a reunion, and they're talking, and I don't know, it kind of seemed like Assam was happy to see her, but then the more she was talking about like leaving and going back with Nelly and all that, he kind of seemed like, oh yeah, he's happy for her, but he was disappointed. Like, I don't think they were ever like in a relationship. I think they were convenient for each other at the time.
Yeah.
But I don't think like there was ever feelings there. So I don't know. I felt like he was kind of getting hit hard by that.
Yeah,
they've been through a lot together.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I get
that.
Mm-hmm. But I think they're better off being friends because they're pretty volatile together.
Mm-hmm.
The girl from the print shop comes to talk to Assam.
Mm-hmm.
So
I thought the way she came out, I thought she was going to attack him because she acted like she was a ninja or something because she's just standing there and she just walks in the street. And the way she did it, I thought it was a showdown was about to happen.
The funny thing is, she shows up and she's real cocky because she was acting like when she was back at home, she was acting like she wanted nothing to do with this. It was a bad idea. She was on board with her dad. But then she was like, no. We want to help so you can leave my dad alone. And then, but she was real cocky.
Mm-hmm.
She don't have no problem looking any of them in the face and saying like, you need me. I don't need you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she basically says you're doing A, B, C, D, E, F, G wrong. And they're like, okay, you can do it. And she's like, of course I can. I'm a printer.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Young Jun says, okay, take her to get what she needs. No expenses barred, blah, blah, blah. And we'll see them a little bit later. And then we see Bill visiting his family. And, he's real happy, but he's real upset because he's begging his wife to come home. We get to meet her sister. He gets to see all his kids. one of his little babies is crawling, and at the end of the whole encounter, the husband offers him a job, which of course I feel like the wife and the sister and the husband all knew he was going to turn down.
I think I don't know if they thought he was going to turn it down, but if I was Bill, I would have took it, because obviously, like, that chief does not like him. You're not getting the chief job, so why stay? He doesn't even want to work Chinatown anymore.
Yeah, I know, but he can't help himself. He's a cop at heart.
Mm.
And I do think he does take the job eventually, but he's like miserable, and he quits in like 2 days, something like that. And then, so the part I was talking about with Leary taking on the 2 kids, I said that early last time, but it actually happened in this episode.
Right.
And I mean, they don't necessarily. He beats them up pretty good, but he does kind of take it easy on them because he knows their family.
But also, Leary showed a weakness. Also, it looks like something is happening to him. Either he's getting old or he's sick or something.
I don't remember anything about that.
That's what it seemed like to me.
I do remember where his story is going, and it's pretty interesting.
When he walked away, he kind of grabbed his chest when he walked away. I noticed that. And I was wondering, what's going on with that?
You're right. You're right. Now, we go back to Nellie's wine farm, and a gentleman shows up, and I think this was like maybe a partner of hers or someone who was kind of in charge of her money affairs, maybe, or just a friend. I'm not really sure.
Yeah,
maybe it was a friend of her husband who left her all the money. But he acted like he was kind of like a business partner almost. And because he wanted to taste her wine, and he talked to her about certain things. And then he told her that her spot is perfect for a railroad they want to build. And that he was, as a friend, quotation marks, wanted to give her a fair price before she gets screwed by the state and they buy it for pennies on a dollar and basically kick her out. Which, of course, she didn't take well. But then, this guy was speaking on both sides of his mouth because he's the one building the railroad. So, yes, I believe he wanted to give her a fair wage, but I think that was more of like out of guilt because this was his thing, not just the state. So the way he did it, the way he presented it was kind of BS at the same time.
I would think she would need to think about that because if they want something, they're going to find a way to get it. You can't fight that type of stuff. When they approach you, now maybe you can try and drive the price up a little bit, to get a little bit more than what they're asking you to take, because it's an inconvenience. But that's something to consider because, like you said, like you're probably going to end up taking pennies on the dollar, which she definitely does not want to do.
Well, you'll see how that whole thing plays out because there's going to be a lot of unresolved stuff at the end of this, and it really pisses me off.
Yeah, see, that's what I think you and Jeff both said that you guys assumed that there would be a fourth season.
Well, I knew right away there wasn't because I looked it up, but I wish there was. There's a lot there's a lot that is going to be unresolved and that they really need to resolve.
Yeah, you said that before.
At least one more season.
Yeah, you said that
before. I forgot about this part, and there's a couple of things in there that's kind of going to be. But we see Buckley. I don't know if this was a debate or just kind of like Buckley has kind of basically thought he was going to go unopposed, and now he has someone running against him. And they kind of hurt him right now in the polls because the person going against him has a family man, and he's Buckley's pushing get the Asians out, American labor, all this stuff. But this guy's like, not only am I going to push, American labor, but I'm a family man. Buckley doesn't even have a family. He doesn't even have a wife. So now Buckley's got a new challenge that he's going to have to take on because he don't have a wife. He don't even have a girlfriend. It kind of looks like he's got like something where he doesn't like to be around people. So
yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
I'm surprised. I thought Leary was going to run for mayor because the way he was getting so frustrated and irritated. But I know Leary does not like politicians. But I was surprised that he didn't jump in. Don't tell me, but
Stay
I was
tuned.
just surprised. I was
Stay
just
tuned.
surprised that he wasn't in it.
Stay tuned.
And as far as Buckley and people, it looks like he has some type of what do you call it? When you start having a panic attack, it's like he started to have a panic attack, anxiety when he gets around people.
Anxiety attack. I think that's what
We
that
really
was.
don't see him around. And most of the time when we see him, it's him and one other person talking. So this was the first time we really seen him with more than one person.
So Mai Ling ends up at these housewives gathering to tell her story again. At the end of it, she's talking to the one lady, and the ladies, a lot of them are like, our husbands are so busy and everything, they let us just spend all their money. And she's eyeing a dress, and the lady says, "Oh, it's just a night dress. Like, yeah, go ahead and try it on. You can have it." Blah blah blah. Now this last part, we got Mai Ling's group all together. We got what I'm assuming is the two former Tongs coming together under one roof. But this bald dude with tattoos on his head, he's not on board for some reason. He wants to say
they want to add more Tongs to their.
He's like, we want to represent. We want to be under your umbrella, but we still want to be our own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
that wasn't good enough.
It wasn't. And it was almost like this was I felt like this was a test almost to whether or not the quote unquote brother was on board. And he was. He killed that. Because I think he was more friends with that guy than he was with Lee. So it was interesting to see how that went. It took me a minute to kind of figure out like what was actually happening. And then at the very end here, we see the Secret Service agent shows up to the bar to talk to Lee. And he knows more about Lee than almost Lee seems to know about himself, kind of. And so he tells Lee about the plates. And he basically enlists Lee to help him. And he says, "Help me find these plates. Help me navigate Chinatown. And if you can do this, I'll wipe your problem away in Georgia. I have that power. And you can be a free man. You don't got to be looking over your shoulder or any of that." And I mean, that's got to sound good to Lee. Because to be living the life the way he is living, now he's got bounty hunters coming after him. He's going to have law enforcement probably. I'm surprised, the FBI is not going to start trying to find him now that the bounty hunters found him. So
that was the second time, right, that someone came looking for Lee.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that he's going to say yes, and I do kind of remember. And I do remember it's a wild ride. So
only one part that I think that you forgot that seemed like it might have been a little bit important because the woman that Lee is with, what is her name? Here she is, Abigail.
Yeah, Abigail.
Abigail. She tells her she kills those two guys. Her and Lee kill these guys in the bar. She has to go to her brother-in-law to get rid of the bodies, and he agrees to help them out and get rid of the body. But he searched them, and he's found the wanted
poster.
Yeah, for Lee. So now for $500.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot. So
and the brother-in-law, the one they were buying that Assam and them were buying opium from before.
I believe so. Yeah.
So without the opium selling, he's probably looking for some easy money.
Yeah. So
that's gonna be a problem.
All right. So that is Warrior Season 3, episodes 1 and 2. So far, so good. Joe, I'm looking forward to watching episodes 3 and 4 and reporting on that next week.
Yes, for sure. That'll be great.
All right. We normally don't give grades for episodes, right?
No, we usually do it at the
Yeah,
end.
yeah. All right. Anything else?
Oh man, I'm good.
All right. So, do you have Flex Bros coming out this week?
I'm like I said, the second I get the guys together. Right now, I think we're looking to record on Saturday or Sunday. So
Okay. So maybe next week.
I'm hoping.
All right. Make sure you guys
hard to get 4 guys together.
Make sure you guys don't we know it. Make sure you guys download Flex Bros, and I'm quite sure that your podcasting service will alert you when the next podcast drops. Don't forget Superflix this week. We are covering X-Men from I think the year 2000 was when this came out. Either 2000 or 2001, one of them. Yep. All right. That's it. All right, everyone. Stay safe, stay strong. We'll holler at you next week, and I will play our music.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.